Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This is entitled Parshat Tisah, the responsibility of a leader to understand his people, part 2. We saw in the first year that Yehoshua was criticized for not perceiving exactly what the voice was, what the sounds were by Chidushai Halaiv. He thought it was a war, and it was, of course, the idolaters, semi-idolatrous involvement of the Am in the Chidushai Halaiv. So it seems like it's at least responsibility to really understand his people, be in touch, have a yad ala dofik, as we say, a pulse on the people and what's going on. And I think this could be extended in many, many ways, this responsibility that a leader has. For example, the rabbis go ahead and set their nation up, their followers up in a certain way. They really have to understand the people, the level that the people are on, what they can handle, what the results of this, the path that they're setting up. Just to throw out a few examples, whether it's the Chabad, the Rabbi decades ago, going ahead and training his Talmidim to learn for a few years and then go on the path of Kiruv around the world. So he has to really perceive his people ready. Are they strong enough to go ahead and do such a thing? And can they make it? And I think the answer in that case, I don't know if anyone's done statistical studies, but it seems it's been pretty wildly successful in terms of them going ahead, influencing others and not being negatively influenced by the societies and bringing up their kids in a firm way. But of course, that would have to be analyzed and looked into. Leaders that go ahead and set up their followers to go ahead and sit and learn and have many, many children, and without much income, is that something that the people can handle and that they could get by from a financial standpoint without getting into the question of whether it's wrong or whether that's right? That's a philosophical question. But in terms of perceiving reality, is that something that the people can handle? Is that something society can handle financially? That's a huge responsibility of a leader to go ahead and perceive the people, their level, their abilities, the ramifications of these decisions. Another example, going ahead and after the 67 war, some of the religious leaders going ahead and setting up their society to go ahead and settle the land, to go into Gaza, for example. Is that something that the people can handle? Is that something society can handle? Is that something that the world could handle? This responsibility of a leader to perceive reality is a huge, huge responsibility. And I think when we see that Moshe slightly criticized Yehoshua, is he really in touch with the people? This is just the tip of the iceberg. Every leader in every generation, 70 years ago, are the leaders perceiving the reality of what's going on in Europe and perceiving the reality, the Roas Hanol. Do they see what's happening? Do they make decisions based on good, proper perception? Do they say we must stay in Europe no matter what? They're just this is where we have to live and die? Or did they understand that could be serious ramifications to what's going on? And this is, a leader is not a Navi, but a leader really has to go ahead and perceive reality to the best of his ability, perceive his people, understand what's going on, perceive the decision, the ramifications of his decisions. And that's the demands. Of course, he can't always know what's going to be, but he cannot go ahead and simply have his head in the sand, make a decision, and somehow everything's going to work out. He has to say there. He has to be thought out. He has to be clear as best as possible to understand his people, understand the level of the people, what they can handle, and try to understand the ramifications of his decisions as well. Shalom.